We're in the boatyard, Cracker Boys Boat Works, Fort Pierce, Florida. Looking at this big Grand Banks from Vero. I live in Vero. And on the stern of the boat you can see this stern thruster, and it's got a protective cage around it in case there's any debris. It won't hurt the thruster itself. And you've got a step and a step and a step so you can climb back up aboard the boat. Two big zincs. Morning. Tunnel drive or prop pocket, whichever word you prefer. And I'd like to point out that the rudder and the propeller shaft are out of alignment on purpose. This way, if you need to remove the propeller shaft, you can drop the propeller, pull the shaft out without having to drop the rudder itself. Here we've got trim tabs with two ramrods on the trim tabs. Dock lights. Actually, they're for commercial fishing, but a lot of people use them at the dock. And you can see the underwater exhaust port right here, which is great. Keeps all the fumes under the water, so you don't actually have all those gases building up while you're idling around the marina or the fuel dock. Big strut, two zincs, big keel, which is deeper than the propellers in case you were to kiss bottom, sandbar possibly. And coming up to the bow, you can see we've got the sharp edge corners here, the lifting strakes there to give you better lift on the bow. And a lot of people may call this the spray rail, which is also a lifting strake, but that keeps the spray off the bow of the boat and also the windshield of the boat. And a big bow thruster. And you can see how it's sculpted out right here. That's because when the water comes across here, it will not pocket and jam and go into the tunnel. It'll slide right on by the tunnel. And another important part of that is it will not introduce bubbles to the water under the hull, which would actually interfere with the depth gauge reading properly. This is the chain locker drain. And there is the anchor pulpit with two anchors. The anchor on the starboard is a hinged CQR anchor, and the anchor on the port is a standard or solid shank delta anchor. Both are plow anchors. If you want to learn more about Grand Banks and cruising boats, look us up. Ask Captain Chris.